Hi there and welcome back to our channel. Today we're diving into one of the biggest decisions California homeowners face when planning an ADU, whether to go prefab or custom. If you've already started researching, you've probably ran into two very different paths: prefab ADUs and custom ADUs. At first glance, prefab might seem like a quick and easy option. They often seem appealing with sleek designs, short time frames, and budget-friendly pricing. While many homeowners begin their ADU search with prefab options, others often opt for custom designs and site-built constructions. But which one is the smarter choice for your home and lifestyle? Let's break it down. First things first, what exactly is an ADU? An ADU, or accessory dwelling unit, is a complete independent living space right on your property. It has everything a home needs: a kitchen, bathroom, living area, and sleeping space, all thoughtfully designed to fit within your lot. In California, ADUs has become especially popular, whether it's for rental income, a comfortable space for family members, hosting guests in a private suite, or even creating a dedicated home office. So, how do you determine which build type is right for you? The answer depends on which factors are most important to you in the ADU project. When weighing your ADU options, there are several important factors every California homeowner should keep in mind. Fit and integration with your property, how well the ADU complements your lot and main home. Cost of the build, including hidden or site-specific expenses. Payment schedule and timing, how and when you'll be expecting to make payments. Overall project timelines versus on-site construction speed. The difference between overall duration and actual build time in your backyard. Financing options for the project, availability of loans or payment structure to fit your budget. Impact on your property's value, how the ADU will affect long-term resale potential. Permitting complexity, including local codes, approvals, and potential impact fees. Site access and delivery logistics, especially critical for prefab units that require cranes, wide street access, or large equipment. Let's start with prefab ADUs. Prefab units are built differently from custom, stick-built homes. Large sections like walls, framing, ceilings are manufactured in a factory, then shipped to your site and assembled with cranes. Most of the work happens before anything even arrives at your property. At first glance, it sounds like a dream. Quick build, fixed price, drop it in your backyard, and you're done. But in California, the reality is more complicated. Permits and bureaucracy. Here's the first surprise: prefab ADUs still require all the same permits as custom builds. And in some cases, permitting can be even harder, because the prefab model has to be certified not only in California, but sometimes for a specific city and municipality. While a custom ADU can be designed from the start to meet your city's or HOA's exact requirements, helping avoid redesigns, resubmittals, and delays. Logistics and delivery risks. Then there's delivery. With prefab, you're relying on a factory schedule, trucking, and often cranes. In California, that means dealing with narrow streets, overhead power lines, mature trees, or neighboring homes that can block access. In some cases, cities even require a special permit to street closure just to get the crane in. All of that adds time, money, and stress to what was supposed to be the fast option. By contrast, a custom ADU is built piece by piece. Materials arrive in manageable loads, adjustments can be made on site, and construction isn't dependent on whether a 60-foot crane can fit down your street. Warranty and service. Prefab warranties are often split. The manufacturer covers the structure, while a local contractor covers the foundation and site work. If something goes wrong, you may find yourself bouncing between two or more companies, each pointing fingers at the other. With a custom ADU, especially one built by a single full-service company like A+, we've got the team responsible for the entire project, start to finish. Future repairs and upgrades. Another thing to consider is future. With prefab, layouts and utilities are tied to the factory design, making renovations or upgrades much harder down the road. Custom ADUs, on the other hand, are built with standard construction methods. That makes it easier to update finishes, expand, or even reconfigure the space years later. Impact on property value. In California's competitive housing market, value matters. Prefab units can sometimes be seen as temporary or out of place, which may limit the boost to your resale value. Custom ADUs are designed to blend with your main home and property. That integration usually translates to stronger property value and better long-term ROI. Financing. Financing is another challenge. Not all lenders are comfortable with prefab construction loans, and some require special programs. Custom ADUs are easier to finance with conventional construction loans, giving homeowners more options and flexibility. Cost and timelines. And here's the bottom line. Once you add in site work, city fees, crane rental, trucking, permits, and finishing, the cost between prefab and custom often disappears. In fact, many California homeowners find prefab ends up even more expensive than a stick-built ADU. And while the on-site assembly of a prefab may only take a few weeks, the total project timeline from permits to move in is usually about the same. In California, permits alone can take 3 to 4 months, often longer than the actual construction. Prefab doesn't speed that up. So while prefab ADUs might look like the quicker, cheaper solution, the reality here in California is that permitting, site work, delivery challenges, and hidden costs can erase most of those advantages. That's why for many homeowners, prefabs become a compromise rather than the dream it promised to be.
One Sacramento homeowner we spoke with ordered a prefab ADU thinking it would be move-in ready in just 6 months. Instead, delivery was delayed due to shipping restrictions, and once the unit arrived, they discovered their lot required unexpected grading to make it fit. Then came trenching, utility connections, and extra site prep, all of which destroyed the so-called fixed-price promise of prefab. What started as a turnkey dream turned into months of uncertainty and financial stress. And in the end, the property's access issues made it nearly impossible to even install the prefab unit as planned. In the end, the project cost nearly the same as a custom build, but with compromises in layout and style they couldn't change. It's a reminder that with prefab, you're placing a lot of trust in a process you don't fully control, and when things go off track, it's hard to get them back on course. Unfortunately, that's not an unusual story. It's one many California homeowners face when choosing a prefab.
But there's another way to approach this, called custom ADUs. Custom ADUs, also known as stick-built ADUs, are built right on your property using traditional construction methods. They're perfect for homeowners who have a clear vision or special requirements. Maybe your property has unique dimensions, or a tricky slope, or specific zoning requirements. Or maybe you simply want the freedom to choose every detail, from the flow of the floor plan to the texture of the countertops, from the way the morning light spills into the kitchen to the color of the front door. Every choice is yours.
Myth: custom ADUs always take much longer than prefab. Fact: here in California, permits usually take the same amount of time no matter what you build. So once you add in approvals and site prep, prefab and custom ADUs end up with pretty similar overall timelines. Myth: prefab is always cheaper. Fact: in California, site work and city fees can wipe out most of the savings. Once you add delivery and finishing, a prefab ADU can cost just as much, or even more, than custom. Myth: custom means overwhelming choices. Fact: with A+, we guide you through every decision, making it simple and stress-free.
Another big benefit: a custom ADU can be designed to meet local building codes. That's not only helps with permits now, it can make your property more attractive to future buyers who value well-built code-compliant structures. And this is where A+ construction really stands out. California has some of the most complex building requirements in the country. Every ADU project must comply with Title 24 energy standards, Cal Green sustainability requirements, and strict local zoning codes. On top of that, homeowners often face costly surprises like impact fees, mandatory solar requirements, or redesigns if the plans don't align with city rules. Our in-house team of architects and engineers know California's ADU regulations inside and out. We design with compliance in mind from day one, which means fewer surprises, faster approvals, and a smoother path from concept to completion. A+ handles the entire process from design to permitting to inspections. Your ADU isn't just beautiful, it's built right, on time, and ready to pass every code requirement. Budget is always a concern. We all know that, and that's exactly why it's important to look beyond the sticker price. Once you add in permits, site prep, utility hookups, and finishing work, prefab and custom ADUs usually end up costing about the same here in California. The difference is With a custom ADU, you're not just paying for square footage. You're investing in the best designed, higher quality construction and maximum property value, all for nearly the same overall cost. That's why, for most homeowners, custom is the smarter choice. So if you're ready to explore the possibilities for your backyard, reach out for us today. We can schedule a free property assessment, provide you with an estimate or a schedule quote, and even send you a catalog of custom-made use models to help you start visualizing the perfect fit for your home.